Night of stand-up comedy is happening on June 13th here at Scores. Randy Webb joins us to tell us a little bit about the show. Now, you're going to be hosting, you're going to be performing, so tell us about what's happening here on June 13th.
Well, on June 13th, we're going to have 4 stand-up comics, including myself. Daryl Mack is the headliner, very, very funny man, tours all over Canada. Very large following in Alberta and BC. They're absolutely brilliant. He also will have James Moore with him as well, another very brilliant young man. yeah. And Serena Shane as well, and myself. I've been doing stand-up for a couple of years now. It's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, you've been doing stand-up, you said, for a couple of years. I know you've done a couple of shows here, more than a couple of shows here in Lethbridge, I should say. But I wanted to ask you, how do you see the comedy, the stand-up scene here in Lethbridge? Do you find that the local audience is pretty receptive to it?
The local audience is actually very, very receptive to it. We're actually got a really good crowd down here. People are really open, very open to a lot of the jokes, and there's really not a lot of jerks here who will jump up and try to scream at you. And the ones that are there are just fodder for us. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and that's a great thing about comedy shows is that they are very interactive, eh? Like the comedians, they interact with the audience. So if someone's never been to a show, maybe you can just kind of describe the atmosphere, what they can expect there.
Oh, just a lot of laughs, a lot of people will be talking back and forth. The comics will definitely bring the people into the show a lot of the times. People always leave excited, happy. It's just so much fun. It's just fun, happy, you know.
Now, I want to know a little more about you. How did you get into comedy?
I started getting into comedy because I was always telling jokes with my friends and stuff like that, and I was always telling my stories. And it was like on one of my birthdays, we went to a stand-up show, and we were just talking, and my buddy said, "Oh, you can't wait till you see the opener." And I'm like, "Oh, who's the opener?" He went, "You," and I just went, "Pardon?" And he said, "Yeah, he already talked it over with the comics, and he talked it over with the promoter, and they said, yeah, you get 5 minutes at the start." And I went, "Okay." And I went up and I told a couple of my stories, and they went over very well. And once you get those first laughs, it's like crack. It's just like so much fun. It's awesome. You got to get more.
Awesome. Well, you guys should come check them out. It's happening this Thursday at Scores, June 13th. Where can people get tickets?
You can get them at Gas King and at Scores. All right, you can get them at the door, but I would recommend getting them ahead of time.
Right.
Also, and again, the show starts at 8:30. It's going to run till about 10:30. So even though it's a Thursday, you can still get home in bed in time. You know, get your beauty sleep and get up for work the next. You know.
Just don't think about work the next day.
Oh, just call in sick on. It's only Friday. Come on.
There you go. You heard it straight from Randy Webb.
Exactly. Don't. Yeah, I am screwed.
Thank you so much for filling us in. Again, it's happening June 13th, Thursday here at Scores.